Hey, it's me again. I just recorded a video, but I don't know if it's going through yet. So I put the memory card in my phone, and nothing popped up. I'm trying to upload it as a I was gonna upload it as a part one to this series of, but it's actual part two to excuse me that one video I was doing that I titled 200 feet with from the treasure. Are you serious? And I don't know if it's gonna be able to upload, or if it recorded, because I looked at my camera and had a big question mark, like it doesn't recognize the format or whatever. So, excuse me. Um, I'm gonna see if I got it first. If I do, I'm gonna upload it. Obviously, it's probably gonna be like part 2A, and then this one will either be part 2B. Hold on, let me see if I got it. In case I don't have it, I'm gonna say some of the stuff I've said on that video. I was thinking about telling a story, just like about Forrest Fenn's treasure. Just make some stuff up, make an interesting story out of it. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comments below. Like this video. Hold on a second. Okay, I might just have to wait on this one, so I'll find a different topic to talk about. Well, actually, I'll probably just stay on the 200 feet topic. I'm really blown away as to how people can be within that distance. I was talking about on the other video that you go on to, say this is your computer screen, and this is like the search bar. You can click right here, and it'll close this out. But if you click on that arrow, the little tiny triangle thing that points to the right, it expands, and you can type in your search, like the city you want to look at, and then you look at your computer screen. This right here is your computer screen. You look at the bottom right, and this would be like a satellite image. You look at the bottom right, it'll show you like how far this distance is from this distance. And this one will say it's 200 feet. I don't know if I'm too close now, it's focusing. Okay, it'll say like from here to here is 200 feet. I went out my front yard of my house on the screen. Okay, I'll just right here, because it's like a little mobile home. And here's the stairs. That's like stairs, but then here's like a ramp. And I went outside the driveway, and from here to here is about 200 feet. I looked out there when I was checking the mail, and I was like getting a rough estimate of what 200 feet is like. So either that treasure chest is buried, or just well hidden within something, underneath something. And I think the reason why Forrest, because he said he's never said it was buried, but that's not correct, because in one of those interviews he said it is buried. I don't know if he remembers that, but he's actually said that it wasn't buried. So if it's on national park grounds and it's not allowed to be buried, then maybe that's why he's saying he's never said it's buried. He never said it's buried, but that's not to say it's not buried. Because one of those answers, if he gives you one of those answers, it's going to narrow the search down, you know? And I looked over my house on Google Maps, and I found 200 feet to be it's pretty wide, but I mean, I don't think it's so wide that it would be hard to miss the treasure chest location. He said the people that have been within 200 feet, he thinks have solved it, because he doesn't know if they know it or not, because they walk right past it. Very interesting when you pay attention to his words. I said in the last video that his words are important on the poem. Inside that poem, every word is deliberate, and when he speaks, though, he speaks his words on purpose. Like, he chooses those words, because that's the same way I talk. When I use each word, I choose each word on purpose. And he's actually said that he's given too much information anyways. He's given too much information. And I really think he has. A lot of people, I don't think they know that he's given too much, because the way they analyze the poem and where they're at is like, they're not even coming close. Some of them are looking in areas that are a place an 80-year-old man, 79 or 80-year-old man can't go. What's interesting, I just thought of this too. He says he didn't want people checking the car records. That's why he says it was buried in 2009 or 2010. But then he tells people not to go in a place that a 79 or 80-year-old man can't go. So notice those two numbers, 79 or 80, 2009, 2010. When he uses 2009, 2010, basically he's either 79 or 80 when he hit it. And he did say he used a rental car, so that's interesting. But for all we know, it could be in New Mexico. I don't think so, but it could be in there, we just don't know. Thinking about, I don't know, the next video I'm thinking about doing a video on some reasons why I think it could be in New Mexico. Hold on. Very interesting when you look at the name of New Mexico. So, when you narrow down that search in the poem, you got like, hold on, let's just say this is the poem. These are the words and stuff. All this information is going to point to one of those maps. Here's Montana. Oh, here we go. I keep forgetting to angle the camera right. Here's Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, and then like New Mexico, but it's like basically the north part of New Mexico to this area. It's highlighted to the left, basically, well, through a lot of these states, but one of these is going to stand out, I think, in the poem. He said you go straight to that chest. So make sure you have a logical reason to be in the state you're going. That poem will tell you exactly where to go if you listen to it, so to speak. It'll give you, it has all the information in there. I'm finding out lots of stuff the more I look at this poem and analyze it. He said, whoever solves this poem will have studied and analyzed it over and over and moved with confidence. And technically I've been doing that. I just don't know where exactly, what state the treasure's in. And that's the only problem. Because I know that once you find out where all the clues are, he said they're not in order, so it's like, it's tough to find out which order they go in. And once you find out where the 9 clues are, or what the 9 clues are, then you'll move with confidence and you'll know exactly how to get to that state. Because the whole poem tells you exactly where it's at, the exact location. Like, I use that diagram again, but I'm going to use for 2, 3, 4. Here's New Mexico. Excuse me. Colorado, Wyoming, Montana. All the information you need to find that treasure chest is in that poem. It's right in there. It'll not only take you to which state. Let's say it's say it was in New Mexico. It'll take you to the state, but it'll probably take you to an area, like what area in the state? Boom. Say it's in this area. Well, then what area in here? This area. Just for example, it'll pinpoint the location. So say you got the say it was in New Mexico. So you got New Mexico right here, and you know it's going to be in the top half of New Mexico. And let's say Santa Fe is right here. And this is 8.25 miles. So in this area, say this whole area is 8.25 miles north of Santa Fe. Then it's going to take you straight here. Let's say it goes here, here. And then in this area, it takes you straight. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you guys can see this. It'll take you to the pinpoint location. There won't be no guesswork. He wasn't playing no games, he said. He did say, I believe, that it's a map. It's a map that'll take you straight to the treasure chest. There won't be accidents like, oh, I stumbled upon a treasure chest. What do we have here? You go straight to it. And the problem people are making is they're not looking at the poem long enough. They're not focusing on everything in the poem. He said nouns are important. So what he says, make sure yourself obeys his every command. You know, when he says do this, make sure yourself involves doing what he says. When he says don't do this, make sure yourself involves not doing what he said not to do. You gotta follow his every word. It's looking like this thing's not gonna let me upload a video. Hold on. Come on now. Oh wait, what? Hold on. Let me see if it'll let me share. Oh, God. This camera, this phone's being a pain in the butt. Hold on, I think it's let me 200 feet. I'm trying to upload it right now, this video, 200 feet. What? Are you serious? Part 2. Hold on, let me it's not. Okay, while that's doing that, I'm gonna be talking about the poem a little bit more. When he says use your imagination, he has to relate to, you know, what he's saying. How are you gonna know you're moving in confidence if you don't know what the 9 clues are. A very, very tricky poem. So, you really need to study that poem. I mean, like, really need to study the poem. Everything's in there. And the more I look into it, the more I'm seeing. It's like the more I'm understanding his way of thinking. He's not going to tell you everything you need in the poem. And, but he's just making that up. He's not very serious about that. Okay. He means it when he says that. All the information, I'm sure the geographical coordinates are there. You just gotta know how to look for them. And the name of the place, I'm sure it's in there. And he said he felt like an architect. So either he drew like street names or street numbers, like Highway 40 or something. And that's how he felt like an architect. He was drawing. This is the freeway. Boom, boom. And let's say 40. Highway 40 goes to 30. You know? I think he's encrypted it inside the poem. I found one coordinate. I won't exactly, of course I can't say, but I have found one coordinate in one of those sentences, or one of those sentences. And if he's done that, I think it's intentional, because when I observed the coordinates of one of those cities, I was like, wow. I was blown away as to how it fits so perfectly. Now, what I don't get is he said within 200 feet. So the treasure chest is like right here. And this, let's say this is 200 feet. See, 100 right here. And then 200 feet. So they're like right here. So, what's the layout of the land? I wish I knew, but I don't. So is it like they're within 200 feet here, and it's here, you know, boom, and they're boom, or are they like right here? It's like right here. Is there like a thick brush right here? And there's like a little creek or something like that, you know? I seriously can't figure out how they could be within 200 feet. Unless it's either buried or, what do you call it? Buried, or it's elevated somehow. Not steep, just elevated where there's like boulders around it. Well, I'm trying to get this thing to process, but it's not. This thing is giving me a hard time, dang it. So this thing's going to be a severe pain in the butt. Hold on, let me set y'all down right quick. That's the only thing I could think of, though. 200 feet. It is very well hidden. Or it's buried. 200 feet, I mean, I got a good idea of what 200 feet's like. I know once I get in the woods, or, yeah, I think it's in the woods, but once I get my feet in the search area, then I'll be good to go. I'll be able to find it. I don't know exactly where it's at. I've got a pretty darn good idea of what state. I mean, down to not only the state, and it wouldn't surprise me if Yellowstone was one of those places. Not only the state, but the exact area, you know. Just having to get there is a pain in the ass because I don't have the transportation. So that's the only thing stopping me. I'm probably gonna do a video after this of what I strongly recommend if you find the treasure chest. It'll be some good, helpful advice. So, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna be doing some more, maybe some more within 200 feet videos, because it's really amazing how people get that close and not find it. And I'm kind of wondering, because another YouTuber, Why Must I Go? Shout out to him. He was talking about it could be a small, like a proxy item. So you're thinking it's going to be a chest that's this big, 10 by 10 by 5 or 6, but it could be like a little jar, which makes a lot of sense. You find the jar, it'll show you the directions to go to the treasure chest, and that's why people have been within 200 feet, and it'll lead to the treasure chest, which will somehow let Forrest know they found it. I'm wondering if you put a GPS tracker in there or something, and that's how he knows. That'd be interesting. And that's why he doesn't want to say, that's how I know it's still there, is because I put a GPS tracker in there, and once someone takes it, it's gonna let me know. I'm wondering if that's the case. I don't know, but I'm gonna go and upload this one or make another video and let you guys go. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm gonna put a link to my GoFundMe account. It'll help me a lot if you guys could donate at least $1. Have a great day. Hope y'all like this. God bless. Bye.